Let's talk about gearboxes. I get a lot of questions from people about gearboxes, so let's make a frequently asked question video. Let's start off with what type of gearbox you have, what type of gearbox is best to mod. Well, I'll tell you, Power Wheels. I say Power Wheels because there's more of them out there than any other gearbox. Why and how? Well, why? Because it's probably best to start with something that's pretty available because you're going to blow them up. If you put 18 volts to them, they'll probably start wearing quickly. If you put 24 volts to them, they're going to eat shit pretty fast. That's all there is to it. The speed kills them. The RPM is going to take out this this pinion right here, this axle. Let me grab an example to show you. But I have to get down out of the ceiling. What we've got here is the axle or the shaft for that gear that's melted its way through the case. I mean, just kissed its way right through it. Now it's from speed. Speed, RPM, and heat buildup, and no way to get rid of it because there's not a whole lot of grease. It's not bathed in oil or anything. There's no way to transfer the heat out of there. It builds up in the plastic, transfers to the steel, and steel gets hot and pushes its way through the case. So I'm sure the gear's wobbling inside there, in addition to that thing actually pushing through. But before that started, it had a broken tooth. Clunk, clunk. So I told her to kill it. Anyway, the best gearboxes to start with are Power Wheels. There's a couple different kinds. Make sure you get the 12 volt version like this, not the inline version like the, I don't have a 3 here handy. We got all of them in a tote somewhere, but the way you can really tell the gearbox that you don't want is by these clips. If it has clips on the side of it, and it has a flat face on it where the motor mounts, it's probably not the gearbox you want for modding, because the first mod I'm going to suggest for you to do is doing a 775 motor mod. So get yourself some Traxxas Titan 775 motors, or Banebots, or Mitsu whatever motors, whoever makes these motors, I forgot who makes them, but grab you a set of them. They're little stubby snout deals, but they're 5mm snout. Keep in mind that your pinion gears will not work from your old Power Wheels. So these are press-on deals, and these are screw-on. They go onto a D-shaped shaft to keep them from spinning around. You do want to Loctite those screws down when you do this. The reason I recommend doing a motor upgrade first is because it won't kill your gearbox due to speed. It'll give you a little bit more speed because it's able to recover faster and maintain a higher speed while you're moving through the grass, but it's not going to give you that much more top speed. But it will net you the ability to go to 18 volts pretty easily, and it won't overspin the heck out of it like a 550 series motor will. I love 550 motors, but the RPM on them is just a little too great for these gearboxes. So what you really want is you want torque. You want to be able to move these things through the grass. So instead of changing the voltage on them and having to change your charger, I would suggest going to buy a set of motors and being adventurous, get some screws. You'll mainly need motors, pinion gears, and these are available from Traxxas. I think I've actually still got the bags for them here. These are actually 19 tooths that I put in another gearbox for speed reasons. I wanted to go a little bit faster on the Cadillac, so I put those in the Cadillac and took these gearboxes 16s out. But I put the 16s in the Baja versus the 13s that came in there for more speed. So this is a 16 tooth gearbox. The way to tell that is you've got this little numbering system here on the back, and under the line for 16, 17, 18, or excuse me, over top of that line is a great big old hole punched in there. That hole is to indicate that this is a 16, 17, 18 tooth gearbox. So you'll want to use a 16 tooth pinion on it. 18, 19, 20 box would use a 19, similar with the 22. Not sure about 13 or 14. Don't ask me. I haven't gone there yet. I got a set of 13s down here, but I'm not really up to it. I'd rather build a chain drive setup. But things about the R gearboxes that are nice. No clips. Once again, R gearboxes have no clips. You will notice that it's actually drilled for 775 motor spacing, but it needs to be punched out a tad larger. I went with the size 23, number 23 drill bit on this one, and punch these holes out a little bit larger for the 4mm screws. It keeps the hole nice and tight if you use a 23. And also punched out the bottom of it too, because the Baja has a 7/8 axle on it, and yeah, the Cadillac was just a small little, I don't know what they are, 3/8 or whatever dingleberry size they use on those things that makes them bend. But yeah, we've got a gearbox here. I've got it all prepped. I tore these things apart, re-greased them, pulled the gears up, smothered grease all in there. I'm going to throw these motors on there, and hopefully it'll do pretty well on the Baja again for a little while. But it's, again, the Baja is at 24 volts. It does have an ESC on it, but I have a wild child. She's figured out what drifting is, and to drift you do need the RPM out of the motor. So she's probably going to kill a few more gearboxes before I get rid of that thing. But she does have a lot of fun with it, and it does seem to be one of the things that she likes doing. So I don't really want to take that away from her. Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and assemble these and give you guys a video on later on her drifting and next time she gets here. So stay tuned. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to drop me a line. Again, remember, stay away from 24 volts with these gearboxes. 18's even pushing it. It's the RPM that kills them. I wouldn't really worry about anything besides trying to maintain your RPM. Keep the RPMs down, keep the temperatures down. If you can put some fans back there, that'd help. But the gearboxes definitely heat up fast. So yeah, questions, comments, shoot them to me in private message or drop them in the comment section below.